Hey everyone, Kelvin, how you doing? You're on mute, mate.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good stuff. We're just getting started. There should be people jumping on. I don't know where they all are, but we've got some attendees, so welcome. Should be some more panelists coming on in a sec. But before we start, sounds like Kelvin, you've just got your first sign up.
Yeah, he's just going through the process now, I think.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just say I've got to sign up.
Is that a result of the challenge?
Yes, it was. It was a post about the Facebook challenge, and I put and it was not Sarah's, it was Caris's video.
Cool.
And he actually contacted Caris as well.
All right.
And asked her about it. And then Caris said on the chat, yes, he's just contacted me about, is it right and all that sort of thing. So I've just been through it now with him.
It's really funny because Caris contacted me after seeing Sarah's posts to see if it was all genuine and real. So
yeah.
What goes around comes around. Right. So
yeah. I've done
what time do you make?
I've done a page for Craigslist people.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'll share that with you. Actually. See what you think. Because it's
how's it going?
It's the same page that I shared with this contact as well.
Oh, cool. You still getting leads through from it? Are you still promoting Craigslist?
I did two Craigslist posts day before yesterday, and got 2 leads.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got one with a CV attached to it. But I kind of tailor it a bit more with what I respond with. So I've tailored using the Craigslist thing, with Eric's messages and things. I've just tailored it a little bit. I don't know, a little bit more
English.
Yeah, kind of that thing. Less sort of, it is with brevity, but just with a little bit more in there, a bit more humanity in it. I think that's what I was looking for.
Well, you know the answer, Kelvin. You need to be doing 2 Craigslist posts a day, not 2 the day before yesterday. You need to be doing 2 a day. Yeah,
but I'm trialing it though, because I got one rejected.
Oh, did you? All right.
And I knew why. I know why, because I was just trying it out.
Right, okay, well that's cool. For those of you watching, by the way, we've got a whole sort of Craigslist example posts and everything. There's a lot of things we get are US based. Kelvin's actually doing it in the UK, and touch wood, it's working out okay. And getting an ad blocked is common. Don't worry about it. Hi, Mr. Melvin. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good stuff. When you green screen, one day he's going to have a nice beach effect or something behind there on that wall.
I'm waiting for someone else to come and do it. I don't do decorating.
Neither do I.
Right, well, we've got some viewers. What time do you guys make it?
1 minute to.
1 minute to 3, yeah.
Okay, we'll carry on another minute. And I've started broadcasting already, so I apologise for you people watching, but you've already got a bit of Craigslist tips there out of Kelvin, which is good. Might give somebody a tip while we're waiting to start the follow-up one.
A tip, something then, and I put a video up on it earlier on, was how to, copy and steal basically other people's videos, and say it's quite simple to do, via Facebook with pictures, but it's obviously we've got the download, the viral video system in our team which people are using, which is going really well, but then if you're not using that and you just want to copy some great content, and obviously be careful, some stuff you can't steal, but if you change your web page to a mobile Facebook, so take the www and put it as M, it will then turn into a mobile site, and you can copy the video and boom, you can upload it as your own.
How do you download it if it's a mobile one? Sorry, just copy it, can you?
So once you change it to a mobile site, or your desktop to the mobile site, and you put the M in, just right click over the video once it's playing, and it'll let you, I think it says copy video, something like that it says. Download it to your computer and then upload it.
Okay, fantastic. Right, well, I will give that a go. So, it must be 3 o'clock now, guys, yeah? So, should we kick off? Oh, hi Sarah, how you doing? Okay, yeah. Right, so follow-up. Don't intend this to be that long a training really, but we'll see how long it goes. So if anyone's got any tips, any questions, ask away. But I just thought I'd start with, obviously, the idea of being in businesses. Mike, I'm just going to mute you out, mate. Okay, so if you want to say something, come back in. The idea of being in business is to make sales. So I'm going to give you some stats here. Let's start off, and these are in some of the training that we do. By the way, guys, if you're watching this, this is a team training, but we're making it available to everybody because it's kind of what we're talking about is generic. So what we're talking about here should work for pretty much all businesses. You will hear us talk about the 21-day challenge, which is something that we have to help us all generate leads and sales and give us all something to cling on to in terms of offering value to people, and people are loving that's going down well. So you will hear that talked about, okay? It's not a blatant pitch, but obviously if you want to know more, get back to the person that invited you, okay? And just so you know, these trainings, we're doing a lot more of these kind of things where we might just jump on, do an impromptu training, then make it available to the group. But this is on top of all the other stuff that we've got in the group. So people on the panel, is what we give good? Just nod your heads. Look, see how enthusiastic they are. See, that is a sign. Mike might even do his little dance for us if you're lucky. There it is. So just so people know what that is, Mike recently got a $7,500 sale from a total stranger, and he got interviewed because of that. And the guy suddenly says, "Go, let's do a dance." Yeah, totally nuts. So anyway, let's get down to some content for you. So 2% of sales are made on the first contact, and I actually challenge that number. I think that's quite broad. I think it's actually probably less. But if you're in a home-based business, online business, 2% of sales are made on the first contact, right? 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. Then it jumps to 10% on the fourth contact. So between 3 and 4, you get a massive jump. It doubles from 5 to 10%. Okay, but then between 5 and 12 contacts, it jumps up as high as 80%. So if I just talk to Kelvin once, there's a 2% chance he'll join my business, basically. If I speak to him up to 12 times, there's an 80% chance he'll join my business, okay, or buy something off me, whatever business you're in. So bearing that in mind, and these figures are readily available on the internet, I just went and found them online before I did this hangout. It took me like 30 seconds, if that, to find them. How many people do you think, how many salespeople do you think actually follow up at all? The answer is 48%. Never follow up, sorry. So 48% never follow up. About half of salespeople never ever follow up. And yet, you get up to 80% conversion rate if you talk 5 to 12 times. 25% of salespeople will make a second contact, i.e. one follow-up. So the first time you speak to somebody is the first one. The second contact is the first follow-up. 25% of people give up then. And 12% of people will make 3 contacts but then give up. So my aim for this webinar is that you will have some useful tools, some useful ways you can go and you can follow up with people so you can be at that getting 80%. Okay? To put it in context, guys, in the home-based business arena, if you were converting 30%, you're doing well. Okay? So 80% is a bit high, but we're talking over time. Okay? So I just want to be realistic. I'm not saying you'll convert 8 out of 10 people that you speak to. It depends how targeted they are. Depends on what you're offering, depends on the approach, okay? I get between 30 and 40% with the 21-day challenge using that, just so you know, just so you've got a benchmark, okay? And I keep a little list and work it all out, okay? So, does anybody on the panel want to share any problems they've got, and we'll tackle it that way, or shall I just talk at you all in terms of follow-up? Has anybody got a question or something they want me to start with?
Yeah, the timing then on the follow-up.
Okay, we'll start with that one. Okay, we need to jump back a bit then. And the follow-up, what holds people back from following up is that they're scared, I guess, of confrontation. They don't want rejection. They don't want to get told no, and they don't want to be a pain. They don't want to be a hassle. Okay, so hi Peter. So if Mike's just asked when should you follow up, okay? Well, I personally, I'm a bit softer than this, but really the answer is you should. If your video that you're sending them to is half an hour long, you should follow up with them in 32 minutes. But there's no point doing that. You've got to set the appointment with them, and this is where people go wrong sometimes. Okay, they don't set a follow-up time. So let's talk about the invite process, and then how you can turn it into an advantage to them for the follow-up. Because nobody wants to be hassled, and you know, if they're not into it, they don't want to tell you no. So you can frame it, you can set it up in a certain way. So this is kind of what I try and do. Breaking communication. If I'm talking to you, Mike, then, and you're asking me about the 21-day challenge, which is what happens a lot from the post that we do, I would say, hey, Mike, just to let you know, I can't talk long because I've got to go and pick the kids up, or I've got to go and do this, or I'm jumping on a hangout at 3, or whatever it is. Okay, so I would say that to you at the start. Hey, Mike, just so you know, great to speak to you. I can't talk long, so I've got to jump on this hangout. But blah 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 blah. You're going to ask me more questions, and I'm going to say, listen, I've already, I've got to jump on that hangout. I can't really give it the time it deserves. So let me send you a video. Is that okay? The video is what you'll send your people anyway, so it makes sense. And I'm assuming they're buying. The video is what you'll send your people anyway, so it makes sense you see the video. Okay. So is it okay if I send you that? I've never really had anybody say no. Okay. So then if it's a 30-minute video, you can say, listen, cool, I'm going to do that webinar. I'll give you a ring in 32 minutes. It's half an hour long. Can you watch it now? And then they'll go, yeah, that's fine. Or quite often they'll say, well, no, ring me back at 3 or ring me back at 4 or whatever. They'll quite often just give it to you. But my point is, you're setting the follow-up straight away for as soon as they've watched the video, or as near to them watching the video as you can. Because then it's fresh in their head, isn't it? That makes sense. So I try and do, yeah, sure, let me send you it now. You're watching it now? Yeah, okay, cool. I'll give you a ring in 30-35 minutes then when it's finished, and I'll go through it with you. Now, that's fine, but I got something even better that I'm starting to use. And it's, they're asking me questions, and I'm going, I've got to jump on that hangout like I already said. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me send you the video. You watch the video, and I promise I'll follow up with you. I promise I'll come back and follow up with you. Now, how does that sound from their point of view? Does that sound like I'm doing them a favour by following up with them? Rather than them seeing it as a hassle that they've watched it, and then I'm on the phone to them. What did you think? What did you think? Yeah. So try and set the follow up already and make it a benefit to them, and they think, great, he's going to ring me later. Fantastic. Does that answer your question, Mike, or not?
Yeah, just on some of you said there then. When we do a lot of this, and especially with the 21-day Facebook challenge, it all starts through the Facebook chat on it then. So it's that, I know a lot of people then will message them on Facebook chat. So would you then say, when should you get them on the phone? Is that on the follow-up or before the follow-up? Or can it all be done on Facebook chat?
It can all be done on Facebook chat is the answer to that. And the cool thing about Facebook chat is you can have 4 or 5 conversations going at once. I like to get them on Skype or the phone. If they are willing to speak to me, they're serious. And you can have we've all been there, haven't we, on Facebook, where you're having a Facebook chat and you're waiting for them to type.
Paul?
Yeah?
You know that there's a similar service, video chat service on Facebook, on the desktop version as well.
Yeah.
I've used it once.
Yeah. There is. You can call right from your Facebook chat. So you can ring them. And I often say to people, my line, get your own, but you can use mine if you want. But my line is, listen, shall we have a quick chat on the phone? It saves my crappy spelling and poor typing. And some people go, no, like that. But often people go, yeah, it's so much quicker this way, isn't it? Fantastic. So, what problems are you having? What is it you're trying to achieve? What have you seen about the 21-day challenge? What is it you like? Where do you want to be? It's so much quicker than. I'll give you a little tip though. If if you're if you've got a block of text that you want to convey to somebody, so it'd be like, yeah, the 21-day challenge gives you 4 posts per day that you put out for 21 days, and it gives you a webinar on conversion, and it gives you a webinar on this, and you can do this and you can do that. People are waiting for that at the other end, and like, you know, uncomfortable silence, you know. So what I do is I do it line by line. So I'll type and I'll go, well, the 21-day challenge, enter, is this, enter. You get 21 posts, 21 days worth of posts, 4 posts a day, enter. And I do it like that, and that way they're not getting bored, and they've got a constant like ticker tape stream of conversation coming up, you know. And it's better for me, and I think it's far better for them. And these little things, guys, you think they're small. If you've got 2 people and one person is sat there waiting for somebody typing, they're like, subconsciously it's giving them a, this is boring, this isn't any good vibe. And if it's like, oh, something else to read, yeah, the 21 days, yeah, 4 posts, oh, a day, yeah, like that. It's keeping them engaged, and this is like, oh yeah, this is good, yeah, I'm getting this, yeah. And it's just that, it's the same text. I mean, in the 21-day challenge, I actually give what is the 21-day challenge. I give it as a block of text. I pasted it for somebody yesterday that wanted to know what it was, okay, because they wanted somebody that wanted it in writing, so I just copied and pasted that. But in a text chat, I would never copy and paste the whole chunk. I do it like a chat, like it's the first time all the time. But we're getting into conversion techniques now, and we should be doing follow-up. But yeah, so set your time, and if you can, make it you know, if you do your breaking communication, you've got a reason not to just keep talking to them there, and you've got a reason to send them the video, because you've got to have somebody other than you doing the selling. It's normally a video or a company website. It's more than often it's a video. If you know your video is 30 minutes long, just say, cool, I'll have done that webinar soon. What I'll do is I'll give you a ring in, what, 30, 35 minutes? You'll have watched it by then? They come back, yeah. If they say, oh no, give me later, I say, yeah, listen, let me know when you can watch it. I'll check my diary, because that's another tip. You're running a business. If you rang a solicitor and you said, I need some legal advice, yeah, pop in now, I'm free. Right, okay. If you wanted some building work doing and you contacted a builder and I can be around this afternoon and make a start, how come they're not busy? You know, if you want to learn to drive, you ring a driving instructor. I'll be there in 10 minutes. What? You'd think that was awful. And yet, in the home-based business world, we're like, oh, somebody wants the info. I'll send it to them now. Yeah, when are you free? When can you watch it? 4 o'clock? Yeah, I can be free. Do you know what? Guys, you're better off sometimes just going, got another call then, I'll ring you about what, 1/4 past, is that alright? I can fit you in then.
I'd love to ring my doctor and he's saying I'm just sharpening my knife.
Yep.
Paul, can I just say something on that?
No. No problem.
You know, Dave starts.
Can I just say that how important it is also to keep a record of who you're talking to when you're going to follow up with them, because it's so easy to forget. You know, you talk to lots and lots of people throughout the day, and then you think to yourself, oh God, I was meant to speak to that person an hour ago. So if you keep a really good record of what you're doing, it really does help as well. I'm muting now.
Who's got Windows 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on my laptop, but I press a button. Cortana, please remind me to call Sarah at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Re-follow up, and it does it. And it puts it in your diary, and at 4, you know, 10 to 4, I get a little ding, contacting Sarah at 4 o'clock. Oh yeah, what about? And this is the other thing, guys, with follow-up. You don't ever want to go back to somebody and go, I know we spoke the other day. I can't remember what it was about really, but I know I meant to follow up with you. If you use Facebook chat, your whole chat is there, so just have a look at the chat and just refresh your memory. And if you're using the phone or whatever, just make some notes, you know, just some basic stuff. But, I mean, 9 times out of 10, what's it going to be? It's going to be, you know, oh, yeah, you watched the video, and then we'll talk about, you know, what you say to them in a minute. But you watched the video, you know, what did you think or whatever. But if you can relate it to, you know, hey, Kelvin, how's that website build going that you're doing for that client? Kelvin will be like, he remembered. Because it just comes up in conversation. You know, it's like, Peter, what did you have for breakfast? Did you have one of those croissants again? You know, it's like, oh, he's taking notice of me. He's, you know, he knows what I'm about. He's not just trying to get me to sign up. He's actually taking an interest. Yeah. And I suppose Mike in Manchester would be like a sausage cob with it, sausage back for breakfast.
Paul,
Yeah.
When you're talking now about people that you're following up after you gave them the video.
Yes.
Before you even get there, you know, I think a lot of people talk to people the first one time, and they never go back to that after that first time connection.
Yeah, you missed the first bit. Go on, carry on. You missed the first bit of the webinar. We talked about that. 48% of people never follow up.
Okay.
So just back to the original question then, Paul. So, okay, you've set an appointment, half an hour, or however long it is. That's your first follow-up, yeah? So then when would you say second follow-up, third follow-up, fourth follow-up? Is this over a day, a week?
What will happen a lot is you'll go to somebody at like 32 minutes when they say they'll be there and they won't be there. So you say, hey Mike, we were meant to talk, are you around? And it'd probably be silence because it happens. So then, you know, after about 5-10 minutes, I'll just go, listen, I know things happen, don't worry. Let me know a time we can talk, okay? And I don't get very pushy, so I might even leave it at that, okay? And if they don't come back to me, they don't come back to me. I'm going to talk about hard and soft follow-up, okay? And hard isn't really hard, but I would probably, I mean, it varies depending on the person and you know how I got on with them and stuff. But if I know they're keen, I might follow up the next day as well. So generally there'll be one follow up the same day. If I can, it might be the next day because they might not be able to watch it for a while or whatever. Okay, but it would generally be the same day, the next day. But obviously it depends on the answers you get as to how often you're going to, you know, when the next one will be after that and when the next one will be after that. So it depends on the answers. If they come back and they say no, a little tip for you guys is go, okay, cool, what you got planned for the weekend? Rather than, oh, that's a shame, and it's a nice, easy way out for both of you. Cool, what you got planned for the weekend? Because you shouldn't be emotionally attached to the outcome. I guess it depends on the answer, Mike. So I guess we should say, what do you say to somebody when you follow up is probably what we should do next. So a lot of people would just say, what did you think of the video? It's not the worst, but I don't think it's the best. What's better is to say, what did you like about what you saw? And they come back and they go, well, I like the 100% commissions. I like the, you know, the fact we get paid instantly. I like the pass-up system. I like whatever it is. You know, keeping it generic, it might be, oh, I like the makeup. Yeah. But if they're looking at it from joining your team as a business point of view, and they're not really into it, if I say, what did you like about it, they'll all find something they like about it, but it doesn't mean they're going to necessarily join your business, does it? Because what happens is you read the books and it says, ask them what they like about the video, and then when they tell you, you say, sounds like you're ready to get started. Well, I just don't think it wouldn't work on me, put it that way, so I have to judge it on my own thoughts, my own experience. So what I like to say to them is, okay, so Mike, you saw the video, yeah, like you said you would. They come back and they say no. I've said to them, like you said you would. So they go no. They feel terrible because they've not done what they said they would. Oh, okay, cool, Mike. I know things happen. When will you have watched it by then? But now they will definitely watch it because I've done that. You know, like you said you would. Yeah. So let's suppose in Mike you have watched the video. Let's do it with you because you're the only one who's not muted. So Mike, so you've watched the video, and I come to you and I say, okay, Mike. So you watched the video like you said you would, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So based on what you saw, working part-time, what would it take to make it worth your while to get involved?
Well, I just got to find the time then to do it now.
Okay. So how much time can you give it?
An hour a day.
Fantastic. And what are you looking to make a month?
10 grand.
10 grand a month. Okay, cool. Notice if I'm speaking to them, or I'm on video particularly, you notice I'm repeating back and I'm writing down. Yeah? 10k a month. 1 hour a day. Is that including Saturdays and Sundays, Mike?
Oh, I can't work weekends.
Can't work weekends, so 5 hours a week. Working 5 hours a week, Mike, part-time, to get to 10k, how many months would you give it to get to that figure?
2 or 3.
2 or 3 months.
I'm playing devil advocate here, Paul. You know.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
Yeah.
No, it's fine, because I'll just do it like I do it.
Yeah,
I've done this several times. Okay, Mike. So, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Working an hour a day, 5 days a week, fine. 2 to 3 months to get to 10K though, it's possible, but I want to be realistic with you, which I'm sure you'll appreciate. It's not likely. Can you move on any of those 3 numbers?
Yeah, you know, I'd give it longer than to do it.
What would be the absolute minimum? What would be the absolute minimum that would make a difference to your life?
Let's say 2 grand.
2 grand? That's more like it. I mean, 2 grand. Let me just work it out for you. 2 grand divided by, if you're at the 175 level, you don't need to start there, by the way, Mike, but it's where you obviously you want to get to quicker. It's 11.4 people, so let's call it 12 people to get there. So working an hour a day for 3 months to get 12 people in, yeah, that's feasible, because we have this great pass-up system as well, like you saw on the video. If you're at the $35 level, though, that's 25% commission. Sorry, $25 commissions. 2,000 divided by 25. See, that's a lot harder. That's 80 people you're going to need to do that. And again, giving it just 2 to 3 months, working sort of 5 hours a week, you can see that's going to be a lot harder, yeah? So not only have I followed up with him, I've just given you a lesson on what to say to them, where he's now probably going to say, I'll think about it.
Yeah, I'm going to think about it. I'll get back to you, Paul.
Okay, fantastic. When shall I contact you?
In a couple of days, yeah.
A couple of days. Let me just get my diary. Or today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You've already said you don't work weekends. So should we make it Monday? Is that better?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
When are you at home? Are you out at work?
Yeah, I'll be home at about 7 o'clock.
Well, I've got a hangout at 7. Can we do it maybe just before?
Yeah, you can get me on my mobile then, yeah.
Get on your mobile, what? So let's say, what, 6:45? I can fit you in?
Fine.
See, follow up already set. I promise I'll be there, Mike. I won't let you down. Don't worry. I'll ring you at 7. And it's just, a lot of it is assumptive speak and, you know, confidence. Yeah, don't worry, Mike. I won't let you down. I'll definitely call you at 6:45. I'm doing you a favour. I'll definitely call you. Don't worry about it. You can count on me. And also, I could have done 7. Look, I've got nothing in my diary. There's nothing there, except when I've just scribbled that. So I could have done it at 7, but it's like I said earlier, you don't want to always be too available. Who wants to join somebody that's there at the drop of a hat? Okay, so what have we covered? Breaking communication, so you don't have to do all the explaining, so you can get them to the video. If you can get them to the video, you've got a reason to ring them after the video finishes, when you know they're going to watch it. So that's your first really follow-up. I told you what to say. I told you about making it feel like you're doing them a favour. I promise I will follow up with you. Get a date and time from them. And Eric Worre does this great line. He says, so you'll definitely have watched it by then. Personally, I find it a bit pushy. I don't like it. But he says people will often say, I'll have watched it Saturday morning. So if I ring you Saturday afternoon, you'll definitely have watched it. And he says 9 times out of 10, they come back and go, oh, you better make it Sunday. So they're just telling you what you want to hear. Oh, yeah, Saturday, I'll definitely have watched it Saturday. So you'll definitely have watched it, and if I call you Saturday afternoon, oh, you better make it Sunday. Yeah? And then they will have watched it, because it's their time then. They've moved the appointment. So there's that. Right, that's kind of hard follow-up, right? And another hard follow-up is, hey, Mike, you watched the video last week, or yesterday, or 2 days ago, whatever. Just want to know, are you ready to get involved? That's hard follow-up, and people do it. People do it, and they do get results. So I'm not something that's worked really well for me now. This has worked incredibly well for me. And then I've got a tip that me and Sarah got from Lisa Torres, and Sarah's used it to great effect. So I'll give that one after. But this has worked gangbusters for me. I don't like being pushy. Okay, I'm British. We have stiff upper lip, and we're very reserved. Okay. Now then, because I do most of my networking on Facebook, let's suppose I'm trying to recruit Peter, yeah, and I've spoken to Peter, and Peter's had the video, and he's not come back to me, and he's not answering my follow-ups, whatever. I go through my list, which is in my other notebook. There we go. So I go down my list and I go, oh, Peter Maris, yeah, Peter, there he is. There's Peter. And I will go and look at his timeline, and I'll just like, share, and or comment some of his posts. Now remember how Facebook works, guys. If I do that on his timeline, Facebook says, oh, there's some sort of connection there. We better show Peter's stuff to Paul and vice versa. Yeah. So he will see my stuff. And I keep posting, hey, another sale. One of the team just got another sale. Whether I've made it or anyone else has, I post that. In fact, I haven't done it for a couple of days, so I've got a few to catch up on. But I post that. This video, this hangout will go on my timeline. Here's a hangout I've just done on how to follow up in your network marketing business. So if I go and like one of Peter's posts, chances are he'll see this. And then, of course, it'll be get back to the person that invited you, and on the replay, there'll be a link at the bottom. So he's seeing it all the time, and a great example of this is Karis, who joined the team recently. Karis joined 72 hours ago, and she's already got 3 or 4 sign-ups. I think it was 4 or 5, she said, sorry. 4 or 5 sign-ups in her primary business and 2 International Wealth Centre, which is the business that we're promoting with the 21-day challenge. But the challenge is there to build your primary business, guys. So it doesn't matter if you are in another business. But anyway, Karis has recruited like 6 people in 72 hours from using the Facebook challenge. She spoke to Sarah. How many months ago was it, Sarah? Probably 2 months.
It was when I first started, so it's probably about 8 weeks ago, yeah, that we actually first spoke. And she dismissed it completely.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh no, I'm not doing anything like that." And then she saw me do my second round of 21-day challenge. She was like, "No, I have to get involved in this. Sarah's doing so well, and I can't hold back anymore. I need to know what this is all about." And yeah, she joined, and she's doing amazingly well.
Sarah didn't actually follow up on her again and again and again by contacting her. All Sarah did was use the 21-day challenge posts. And Sarah's done the challenge, twice now? I think you're in the second round or whatever. Yeah. So Karis is being followed up by seeing the posts, if that makes sense. And
I've actually recruited 2 more people in NWC, and I haven't followed up with those 2. All they've done is watched me do it, the 21-day challenge again, and said, right, okay, I'm getting going now. I want to do it. So actually doing the challenge yourself is actually following up with people because they're seeing you all the time still. Yeah. So it works.
And as long as you're engaging on their stuff to a degree, so they see yours, it works. And it's worked really well for me. And it seems crazy because you're going out and you're spending your time just liking, sharing, commenting on other people's stuff. Actually, it's a very good use of your time if they're the right sort of target audience. And that is, guys, it's worked for me. And it's a very soft way for people that don't like to be too confrontational or pushy. It's a very, very soft way of doing a follow-up. And then the other thing you can do to take that a step further is like, so let's suppose Sarah's watched my video and I've gone, hey, did you watch it? And she's not already replied, or she goes, oh, I'm all right at the minute, whatever. I can go on Sarah's timeline and I can pick something, like maybe she's posted a joke or whatever, or a comment about something that's going on. I can like it and I can message her because I've made friends with her. I'm not just trying to sell her. We teach relationship building. So I can go, hey, Sarah, that joke you posted, that was so funny. Lol. Sarah comes back, oh yeah, I've been meaning to come back to you about that video. And I go, no problem, it's up to you, your own time. It's up to you, your own time, no problem. Yeah, oh cool.
I do that a lot now.
Yeah,
I do that a lot with people. I sort of see somebody on Facebook and I think, oh, they've just posted something, and I'll literally go and message them. And I don't mention the challenge at all, even though I've been, trying to get them recruited for like the last 8 weeks. I don't mention it. I just go, oh, how's it going? Oh, that was really funny what you did. Or, oh, I saw that you went to so and so. I've been there. That was excellent, wasn't it? And I don't mention it. And they actually come back to me and go, oh, I've been meaning to get back to you about that challenge. And I go, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not talking to you for that. I'm just, mentioning your comment. And it does. It works. It's amazing.
Because you're just being a nice person, a regular nice person, which you all are. Yeah. So why don't you just? One of my biggest things, guys, is if I pick you up and I put you into a dinner party situation, you're a nice person. And when I pick you up and I put you into a Facebook recruiting environment, everybody thinks that you have to use scripts and you have to say things like this and you have to try and convert people and you have to try and be clever and use clever techniques and stuff like that. You don't. You just have to be a real person and you'll be amazed. And forget selling. Just forget selling and just do like Sarah's. That is exactly what I do a lot, Sarah. People, if they watch your video, they know they owe you the courtesy of coming back to you. Okay. And they never will. But if you just go, hey, that was a great joke. I saw you went to Bond. What did you reckon? The Bond film, Spectre. I was blown away. What did you think? You know, they come back and they go, oh, yeah, it's cool. Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to come back to you about that video. And it's like they're almost selling you. And it's like, fine, don't worry about it. I wasn't contacting you for that. I wanted to know what you thought about the Bond film. Oh, yeah, it was really good. But I promise I'll watch that video tonight. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll tell you what then. I'll give you a ring later, yeah? That'd be cool. It'd be great to speak to you. Easy. So easy. So easy.
Paul, if I can just give an input here, because this comes back for me to something very, very important. The long-term effect of actually taking time in the beginning to pinpoint your customer and to make sure that you that you connect with people that you want in your business makes a huge difference with all these interactions that happens automatically, because it means that every post that you do, you are what I call posting on purpose. Exactly. We've seen amazing difference in your niche businesses by actually making sure that your posts are targeted at your targeted customer. You can have a 5,000% more interaction with posts over the long term, especially once that interaction base starts growing. You can see a huge difference in when you've actually made the effort of targeting the right people from the beginning. Once you get there, you'll never have to look for customers again.
Yeah, 100%, because so many people, they waste so much time speaking to the wrong people. They say too much to the wrong people, you know, and they just try and convert people and follow up and follow up and follow up with people that are never going to join. And even if I mean, I told a guy yesterday, we are just not a fit. We are just not a fit for each other, because he just keeps asking me questions and say, it's in the training, you know where the training is, you know what I'm about, you've seen my videos, but you are not right for my team. Go and find someone who is. Basically, he's not my target customer, and there's nothing wrong with saying that, because he will take so much of my time if I let him. You know, he'd be better off going with someone else where they can have a little pity party together and they can talk about whether it's right to do this and whether it's right to do that. And, you know, somebody came to me the other day, oh, if you sell one high-ticket item in NWC, that's like them being in monthly at X, you know, for so many months, isn't it? What do you think? And I said, yeah, I think your maths is absolutely right. What can I say? I don't want to talk about that. I want to get on and do it. Right, so I'm going to give you another big tip now when you're following up with people and they're just not biting. And Sarah's the queen of this. I haven't used it as much as I should yet, but Sarah's used it to great effect and got 4 sign-ups in a day using this technique. So you're following up with people, and nothing's happening, and you go, Sarah, you worded it earlier. Do you want to word it for people? Tell them exactly what you say.
Basically, I just follow up with people and I just send a message to say, oh, how's it going? Just realised that you're still on my list to do the 21 Facebook challenge. Is it right if I take you off? Because I want to sort of, you know, concentrate on people that want to do it. And they sort of go, oh, no, don't take me off. And I'm like, oh, it's just, you know, I don't want to bother you, you know, because, you know, if you're not interested, I'll take you off and then I won't have to bother you anymore. And they go, no, it's all right. I just need a little bit more time. And, you know, then suddenly, because you're trying to take something away from them, they don't like it. It's that kind of taking the power away from them. They thought they had all the power because they had you hanging on a string. Yeah. But you turn around to them and say, I don't care. If you don't want to join me, I don't care. At least just tell me and then I can cross you off. Then they don't like it and they sort of suddenly feel, oh, I need her to give me more attention again, so I'll keep on, you know, I'll keep on with her sort of thing. And it does work. You take it back from them and they don't like it. And it worked for me. I got 4 sign-ups in a day doing that, just from going back through my list and telling them I was going to take them off. So it's very, very effective.
Fear of loss, you know.
Yeah.
I've done it a few times, and I say, look, you know, we've been talking about the challenge now for a while. Obviously, it's not for you. And again, I've had people try and convince me why it is for them. That they've not joined up, but they're like, oh no, because I'd be good at it. I could do this, I could do, and I just need to get this clear, Paul, and then I promise you I'll be, well, okay, you're still on the list now, but, and it works like a charm, people are scared to make a decision. Once they've made a decision, they're really happy, okay? A lot of people, they struggle to make a decision. So I'm not there to force anybody to make a decision, but if I can bring it to a head. Right, so listen, people that are viewing it that aren't on the panel, you should be able to see a chat box. If you've got a question, please type it in and we'll deal with it. I think that's pretty much all from me. Let me just go back to the beginning and sum up, and then I'll take questions from anybody. But like Peter, you missed the first bit, so let me just recap on that again because it is important. You've got to remember this, guys. 48% of people never ever follow up at all. Only 25% of people make one follow-up and then stop. And 12% of people make 2 follow-ups and then stop. And yet, 10% of sales are done on the 4th contact. And as many as 80% of sales are done on the 5th to 12th contact. So if you're not doing any follow-up, guys, you got to do at least 4. So in other words, if I pick 100 people on Facebook that are my target customer, and Peter's the master at having, he's got it written out. His target customer's name is Michael. He lives in Chicago and he wears grey jumpers and he's got a dog and blah blah blah. He's done it to that detail, so he really knows. And then when he's looking at people's timelines, etc. When he's looking at people's timelines, he's looking, oh yeah, he looks like a Michael. Oh, he doesn't look like a Michael. He looks like a Michael. And then I'll have a quick look at their timeline and just see if they're similar to his ideal target customer. If you're doing that and you pick 100 of them and you can have 4 contacts with all of them, you should sell around about to 10 of them. And in NWC, you only really need 4. If everybody came in and got 4, you'd have a great business. So you only put it in terms like that and people go 100, that's a hell of a lot. That's a lot, isn't it? 100. It's not. 10 in 10 days. 10 people over 10 days. And don't forget, people will say no and you'll lose people as you go. So you won't be talking to 100 at the end. You 5 people for 20 days, it's still less than a month. 5 contacts a day for 20 days. What's 100 divided by 30 days? It's what, 3.3 or whatever. 3 or 4 people a day. You can't do 3 or 4 people a day. And that's where we're talking to Mike and he's saying an hour a day, wants to do 10 grand. Maybe not, but if he's bringing his numbers down, 2 grand, yeah, that's possible, because if you convert 10 people at the 175 level, that's $1,750, isn't it? And that can all be off your own efforts, let alone any pass-ups. So we've got a question from Sabra. I am wondering how I convert this all into German. My Facebook contents are mainly in German and people in Switzerland speak German more than English. What's your tips on that? Well, I guess you get it translated. Sabra, it sounds like you obviously speak English because your English is good. You could use Google Translate and then tidy it up, because I know Google Translate is a bit iffy sometimes. Or you could pay somebody on Fiverr to translate it all into German for you. And you could start the German division. That would be awesome. And Mike could convert it into Manchester speak as well, and we can do it up north.
That's it, it can work then. People will understand it.
Oh yeah, join in challenge.
Not from Yorkshire.
I'm off to fly me whippets. So Sabra, I mean, that's all I can say really. It's all I can suggest. We get it translated into German. I don't see why it wouldn't work. What, it takes time? What, to get it translated? No, just get somebody on Fiverr to do it. It's $5–10. I don't know how much they charge, because there's 4 posts a day for 21 days. Oh, you're Australian. Talking about German, living in Switzerland. No wonder I'm confused. Yeah, freelancer.com, odesk.com, Fiverr is probably your best bet. Get a German speaker. I dare say it will cost you less than $20 to get those converted. Go on, Peter, sorry.
Sabra, where in Switzerland do you live?
Peter's in Switzerland. I tell you what, rather than take hangout time, why don't you two connect after the hangout?
Yeah, we will.
You might be around the corner. You might meet at the bakery in the morning.
We might in your basement.
Could be a start of a beautiful relationship. Who knows? So, has anybody else got any questions? No.
No.
Okay.
I'll just something. Then you mentioned it before, Paul. I've just pulled it up on me phone, on me Kindle, on my phone.
Yeah.
Eric Worre's GoPro book on it. The chapter 7 is all about following up with your prospects. And we've said in the past, if you're joining our team, or you're just in this industry, if you're not reading this book and you've not read it 3, 4, 5, 10 times, then you're doing yourself a massive disservice then. And it's in there, and a lot of what we've been speaking about today, it gives a read 4 concepts. Follow up is doing what you said you were going to do, so it's being professional. The only reason to have an exposure is to set up the next exposure.
That's a good point, actually. We'll talk about that.
And it takes an average 4 or 6 exposures for the average person to join, and condense the exposure for better results.
Yeah.
On it then. So it's like, get that book, everyone. If you've not read it, it's on audio on YouTube somewhere. If you don't even want to pay the £6-7 it costs.
It's an awesome book. Ray Higdon's got a book out as well that's awesome. It's worth reading. There's a bit of overlap, but that's a very good book. But let's talk about that. What is the point of your follow-up? And everybody thinks the point of the follow-up is to get them to buy, and that's absolutely right. That's where people get pressure and you get pushback. Remember my favourite thing, because I used to work in shops, when you walk into a shop and a sales assistant comes up and says, "Can I help you?" You immediately, it's instinct, it's primitive, it's in there. "No, I'm fine." And you even do that, don't you? You go, "No, I'm fine." Yeah, pushback. If you try and push somebody, they push back. It's actually a law of nature. Isaac Newton, who was born around here, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. It works with people and sales assistants too. Who knew? But the point of the follow-up is to arrange the next point of contact. Now, hopefully, the next point of contact is, "I'll see you on the training." Yeah, let me know what you think. And that happens, okay? But more often than not, it will be like, you said you'd watched it. Have you watched it? "Oh, no, I haven't had time." "Okay, cool. Let me know when you will, and I'll promise I'll follow up with you." Get onto them, then, then it's like, "Yeah, I just need to think about this." "Okay. Well, yeah, that's cool, no problem. I'll leave it with you." Like you don't care. "No problem, I'll leave it with you." "Okay, just let me know when you're ready, or I'll give you a buzz next week." Is that fair enough? Yeah, because if you say, "I'll give you a buzz next week," is that fair enough? They can't say no to that, can they? They can't. Is that fair enough? No, that's not fair enough. What do you mean? Why? They can't say no. So then sometimes what I'll do as well is I'll just go, "Oh, I said I'd call you again this week. When's good for you?" So that's another contact. And sometimes people have said, "Oh, yeah, I'm ready to go." You just never know. But it's just to settle the next one. Takes all the pressure out of it. Any more comments or questions?
Paul, I just think that you're right as regards to some people just are not a fit for you or the team, and it's okay to turn around to them and say, "I'm sorry, but I don't want to work with you."
Yeah, 100%.
Because some people are going to be a lot more hassle than it's actually worth, and they are never ever going to do anything because all they want to do is reinvent the wheel. So if you get one of these people that just constantly question, and they're the wrong sorts of questions, just tell them that this isn't going to work. There's nothing wrong with saying no.
Yeah, we all get desperate in the early days to get sign-ups, but there's no point having them if you're just on a revolving turntable all the time. You've got to keep replacing them. And it's like Peter said, they're not your target customer. Just move on. It helps if you are targeting the right sort of people, because probably 8 times out of 10 you'll get it right. If you're only approaching people that are like your target customer, 8 times out of 10 I think you'll be fine, and there will be a fit anyway. But there's nothing wrong with getting rid of them. It's better to say no. And what I find is the people, like Mike, I never hear from Mike. Mike's in it to $7,500 product. Never hear from him, and he's happily going away and he's selling. People that come in at the $35 level, sometimes they think they own you. "Paul, somebody's asked me this. What do I say?" And it is true. The people that come in at 175, for example, on the monthly, they're always less work than the ones that come in at 35 and expect. I tell you what it is. It's like people that some people come in and give it a go, and because they're giving it a go, they're not really committed to like going through all the training and stuff like that. So they put their success in the hands of somebody else. And when they do get when it works, as it does, when the 21-day challenge posts work, and somebody comes and asks them, they haven't watched any of the training, they've not done anything, they don't know what to say, so then they're lost. Okay. So you don't want people like that on your team, because I've suffered from it, guys. I'll be honest, I've suffered from it where I've built a big team quickly, and then I'm spending all my time doing team support, and I've had to learn as I go along to point people to where the training is, and doing things like this. If somebody asks me now, how do I follow up? Oh yeah, I did a hangout on it. You just go and watch it on there. You know that. And if they say, well, I haven't got time, so you haven't got time to run a business, then have you? I had one guy who joined, and like the next day he said he didn't have time to do it, and I said, what do you mean you don't have time to do it? You joined yesterday. Surely you knew the day before yesterday you didn't have time to do it. Why did you join? Crazy. Anyway, no more closing comments, questions. I'm going to shut off now. I'm reaching for the mouse. Guys, awesome. If you are watching this and you're not in the team and you'd like to know more, get back to the person that invited you, or if no doubt you'll be watching it on a replay, a lot of you, there'll be a link underneath. Because one thing that we do, we make it easy for everybody. This will go on a page where the team can put their username on the end, so we make it easy for them to share stuff like this. If you do want to get involved, you can get involved for as little as $35, which is not a lot of money. At the time of recording this, there's actually a lot of bonuses going on, so check the box below and see what's around. However, the 21-day challenge on its own is well worth $35, because Sarah recruited 4 in a day, I did 25 in a month. Karis has done, say, 6, I think it is, sign-ups in 72 hours. Kelvin's just got his first person now. Peter's signing people up. Mike got a $7,500 sale from a total stranger. It does work, guys. It does work. Okay, we're not making it up. It does work. So at least check it out. There's no obligation to join. We're all a friendly bunch. No one's going to twist your arm behind your back and make you buy. So I look forward to welcoming you to the team, or I hope you got value out of this, and if you did, please share it out. Other people want to know this information, and not a lot of people teach it. So thanks, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, Paul.
See you, everyone.